If you're thinking about making the move to Hamilton and are looking for a neighborhood that not only has the best schools, but the best children's healthcare, not only in Canada, but the entire world, but also here, you're gonna find the best walkability in almost any neighborhood in Hamilton, as well as some of my personal favorite local businesses that I'll share with you in just a moment, including the best diner in all of Hamilton that offers an amazing breakfast, as well as some great real estate options to choose from that offer those old world charm features while those modern updates throughout the home, each with its own unique characteristics. Behind me, we're gonna be touring this home in just a moment, listed in the Strathcona neighborhood at a fantastic price of $680,000. But also here, you're gonna find some amazing condo options that are super spacious at some of the most affordable prices as well. So let's go take a look at what it's like living in the west side of Hamilton. So these neighborhoods here are of course located on the west side of Hamilton and give you easy access to the 403. Now it is broken up really into two major areas, with the 403 being the dividing line, as on the east end close to central Hamilton you'll have Kirkendall as well as Strathcona. On the west side closer to McMaster you'll find Westdale and Ainsley Woods. Now both of them will give you great and easy access to amazing parks like Cootes Paradise or Victoria Park, but as well as amazing shopping options with Lock Street and Westdale's downtown village. So if you're new here and want to learn everything about what it's like living in Hamilton and the surrounding cities and towns, make sure to hit the subscribe button. My name is Matthew, the founding realtor of the Living in Hamilton team and channel, and for the past few years we've been helping people just like you relocate here. So if you're thinking about making the move, whether it's in 60 days or in 6 months, send me and my team a message today. Otherwise, let's go take a look at the amazing shopping options first found in Westdale. As here, you're gonna find some of my favorite local gems that I used to spend too much time at. So behind me, we got the Paisley Coffee House to grab a great coffee and get some work done. But then just across the road, you got Snooty Fox for an amazing karaoke Sundays, to as well as King W Books to pick up an amazing read, to Lava Pizza for the best shawarma pizza. And then every single Tuesday, you're gonna find an amazing farmer's market that happens in the warmer months. Then the other area you're gonna find amazing shopping options is right along Lock Street. As here, you're gonna be finding Bardo for amazing pizza and sandwiches, to Donut Monster for some of the best donuts in all of Hamilton, as well as Peruviano for some amazing Peruvian food. And then every single Saturday morning here, you're gonna find as well a great farmer's market to pick up the freshest produce and baked goods. But then just a short drive down north, you'll find the Strathcona Market to find amazing fresh produce all week long. And then if you're interested in breweries like myself, just on the west side of the community, you'll find two great ones in Grain and Grit and Fairweather Brewery. So now you know all the amazing shopping options. If you want to learn where they are on the map, make sure you keep on watching. Otherwise, let's go take a look at the amazing parks. So here we are in one of the biggest parks in all of Westdale, the Churchill Park. It has many different sports fields, a great jungle gym, and a splash pad. But perhaps the best thing about this park is the easy access it gives you to Cootes Paradise, which has an expansive trail system where you can go there, take the dog for a walk, or go for a trail run. And I know I used to love absolutely trail running in this area here, and maybe if you move, I'll knock off the shoes and go for one with you. But other than that, you'll also find an amazing park in the Strathcona neighborhood, and it's the oldest park in fact in Hamilton, and it's the Victoria Park, as this was the original grounds for the Great Central Fair in Hamilton that was first started in 1859 and went until 1890. Now today, this park has a baseball diamond, a community garden, pickleball courts, an outdoor pool, as well as more swings and a jungle gym. And then close by there, you'll also find another great piece of Hamilton's history at the Dundurn Castle and Park, which is a neoclassic mansion built back in 1835, where you either can take a tour in it or just walk the beautiful grounds surrounding it. And then you'll just find a few other neighborhood parks like the Alexander Park in the Ainsley Woods community, the Highlands Park in the Kirkendall community, or Coronation's outdoor pool and arena in the Westdale community. And then I would hate to forget to mention the Chadoke golf courses you're going to be finding on the west side of Hamilton. These are probably the golf courses I have played the absolute most, as you got two different golf courses, the Martin and the Bordeaux. And then right beside those golf courses, you'll also have the Chadoke Rail Trail and stairs for you to enjoy more amazing nature walking paths. And then oftentimes beside these amazing parks, you're going to find some amazing schools on the west side of Hamilton, including the world-renowned McMaster University that's not only known for its amazing business, engineering, and medical programs, but also offers a variety of different arts and sciences as well. And then when you're living in these communities here, you're also going to be just noticing the lively, fun atmosphere that McMaster brings, with a variety of different events happening year around. Now, with that said, in these neighborhoods here, you're going to be noticing a bit more student rentals. Now, some people don't mind, other people want to try to stay away from that. So if possible, just live further away from McMaster if that's an issue for you. But then as for elementary schools, what you'll find is 7 different elementary schools, both public and Catholic, here to choose from, as well as 3 different high schools, both of which that are public and Catholic are ranking above the provincial average, as well as a fully French high school here as well. So now that you know all about the different schools, let's talk about the different real estate options you'll be finding in this neighborhood. And the real estate is primarily detached homes, as this was 75% of the sales in the past 12 months, with the majority of homes really selling between $600,000 and $900,000. And as you can see, like behind me here, a lot of them are those red brick homes that were really built in the late 1800s, early 1900s, all with a variety of degrees being finished up. What you'll also find here is a lot of options for duplexes and triplexes. So the one behind me that we're gonna be touring in just a moment is basically an in-law suite with a separate entrance in a roughed-in area for you to add a kitchen if you easily wanted to house hack this one here. Now, the other amount of detached homes in Westdale are really gonna be selling between $900,000 and $1.5 million. This is where a third of those detached homes we're selling usually are the larger red brick homes, those 2.5 stories that are either a bit more updated or have larger lots. Then as for townhomes, this only made up 5% of the real estate sales, typically selling anywhere from $500,000 to $800,000. Now here, you're only gonna be finding small pockets of townhomes, all of which have been built throughout the years. Some in the 70s and 80s, other ones brand new ones today. Then as for condos, this made up 20% of the real estate sales in the west side, mainly selling between $350,000 and $600,000. Now, we're gonna find the majority of condo buildings is along Main Street, really on each end of the neighborhoods here. Some close to Lock Street will be those low-rise buildings with a few high-rise downtown condos mixed in. And then on the west side, you're gonna find some amazing condo buildings like the ones behind me. I might be a personally biased, as I actually lived in these condo buildings when I went to McMaster University, but they're absolutely fantastic. They're built in the 70s, and as a result, you get ample amount of square footage inside, usually 3 beds, 2 bathrooms, usually for a more affordable price than some of the new condos in Hamilton. So if you're interested in checking out these condos here or other ones in Hamilton, send me and my team a message. So now that you know everything about the different real estate options in these communities here, let's go take a look at the map and give you the lay of the land. Alrighty guys, so here is central Hamilton on a map. Now before we discuss all the shopping, the parks, our local favorite gems on the west side, let's first just zoom in and establish where the west side of central Hamilton is and the neighborhoods that make up it. So here is the west side, of course, on the west side of Hamilton. But really, what does that mean? It's really anything that is west of Queen Street right here, all the way to the Hamilton Harbor. And then you kind of have, I know it doesn't really show it on the satellite images, but you kind of have the valley of Dundas cutting it off here, and then the escarpment of Ancaster and the Hamilton Mountain cutting it off here. Now, this area really can be broken down into like 3-4 areas, however you want to break it down. One area, you got Westdale. This is the closest area to McMaster, probably my favorite area in Hamilton in terms of walkability, local businesses, public transportation, and just historic charm. Westdale is a great option to choose from, not to mention they also have Cootes Paradise right there. If you're looking for a bit more affordable option, the homes will be built a little bit more recent. Now, recent's comparable, right? Because instead of it being in the early 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 50s even, we're more in the 60s and 70s in the Ainsley Woods neighborhood here, tucked in right into the escarpment, offering some great opportunities either for rentals like a duplex or also for family residence. And then the 2 other main areas we're going to be finding is just on the other side of the 403. Now on the north side, we have the more affordable of the 2 neighborhoods, and that is going to be Strathcona right here with some great townhomes, semi-detached and detached homes to choose from. Very historical. You have actually one of the oldest parks, Victoria Park right here we'll talk about, as well as the Dundurn Castle right here. And then one of my clients' favorite areas is in the Kirkendall. You have Kirkendall North and Kirkendall South right here. that is right beside the Niagara Escarpment and of course the Chinook golf courses. Here, you're gonna find some amazing shopping options like Lock Street. So talking about these shopping options, now that you know the general breakdown of the different neighborhoods, if we flip on our shopping options here, first thing you're going to be noticing is on the west side, the closer, more east you live, so in the Kirkendall, Strathcona neighborhood, the closer to downtown Hamilton you are going to be able to access, both in terms of walkability, biking, but also just the public transit getting you there to all the, like the Hamilton Farmers Market that's open year round, to the First Ontario Centre, to the First Ontario Concert Hall, Hamilton Art Gallery, etc. But one of my favorite spots for local gems is this street right here. This is the Lock Street we were mentioning. Has got Artie's. I forgot to mention that on my local business. Has got some amazing focaccia sandwiches that you have to absolutely try. You got Donut Monster and a bunch of other great local businesses, all within walking distance of the Kirkendall neighborhood. You're going to find a decent amount of shopping options right here, right on Dunderd in between King Street and Main Street. Here is where you're going to be finding that Fortino's, the McDonald's as you jump off the highway. That is this area here. You also have a nice dog park if you have any dogs, actually right beside that here in the Cathedral Park, that offers a great opportunity for your dogs to run around. But in terms of shoppings, really, again, Westdale, more local businesses. You'll find a few basic amenities like a Food Basics, there are Shoppers, etc. No large plazas, though, really in Westdale. The other large plazas you're going to be finding is really along Main Street right here. Along this area here, you're going to find a Fortino's, but as well as a bunch of other great restaurants as well to choose from. Now, some of my favorite gems that you need to check out really on the west side of Hamilton. First, you have two breweries here. You have the Grain and Grit Brewery as well as the Fairweather Brewery right here. You have the Westdale Cinema Theaters right here, and then a few great local gems like the West End Diner, Right Wingers right here as well. Just across from McMaster, I used to visit here a lot. Pig's Burger is absolutely fantastic after a night out. But then also in Westdale, you're going to find some great ones, whether that's the Paisley Coffee House right here, the Snooty Fox right here, and then you even have Lava Pizza and Wings right here to choose from as well. So lots of great local gems to choose from. Now, one distinct difference about these two areas on the west side is the different types of roadways that you'll really find here. So when you're living more on the east side of Western Hamilton, you have Main Street right here and King Street right here. Both of these are going to be one-way roads. But as you see, when you get past the 403, which is going to be the best way to really get out to Toronto, but also out to London out westward, is really going to turn into a two-way street right here on Main Street. As you see, here's kind of where it converges at the beginning of Westdale, and then it turns into a two-way street. And I know some of my clients, when they're moving to Hamilton for the first time, they want to try to avoid those two-way streets as best as possible, as it can be a bit confusing. Now, thankfully, with our GPSs now on our phone, it makes it much easier. With that said, my clients that we go check out homes tend to find this side a little bit easier to navigate than when you're closer to the downtown area of Hamilton. Now, in terms of the different parks and where you're going to be finding the best parks throughout here, it's going to be really split on the north side and the south side. So we'll first talk about the north side. So on the north side here, while it's technically not in the west side of Hamilton, you're within walking distance of it, so I'll mention it here, is Bayfront Park, Pier 4 Park, Pier 8 Park. Here are some great waterfront parks right on Hamilton's harbor that offer great walking paths as well as an outdoor ice rink during the winter times. But then also right along the 403 right here, you have the Dunderd Castle as well as a Hamilton Cemetery. A great spot to get some absolutely spectacular views, especially if you're walking around York Street and you got this bridge when sunset is, and sunset's going over the Cootes Paradise. It's absolutely picturesque. It's one of the things I absolutely love when I'm driving home or going out to see the evening showings, is this little strip of driving right here as well. And then if you're living really within the Westdale community, the best park with the most amount of options to choose from, of course, is going to be the Cootes Paradise and the Churchill Park, giving you the easiest access into Cootes Paradise. Lots of different trails to go ahead. And then you will find a couple neighborhood parks here, like in the Annesley Woods, you have the Alexander Sports Park. Or if you are on the west side, in the Annesley Woods West neighborhood, or in some great condo options that I actually used to live right here at 1964 Main Street West. You have this beautiful cemetery that's got in the ground headstones, so nothing's peeking out, so it's truly natural walking trails. And when I was living at my time at McMaster University, I can't tell you how many times I walked this cemetery, whether it was in the fall time, springtime, summertime. They absolutely have some beautiful manicured gardens to walk through and enjoy, and it's quite peaceful as well. Then the other thing I will shout out quickly is the Trudeau Golf Clubs. This is where I've done the most amount of golfing in all of Hamilton. One, great courses, super easy for beginners because they're super wide and super affordable as well. But then you also just have the rail trail and Trudeau stairs right beside this golf course here, taking you up to the escarpment, as well as some just great running paths and walking paths to choose from. Then in terms of where you're going to be finding the different schooling options to choose from, as you're going to be noticing, there's no high schools located on the Strathcona or Kirkendall side, only elementary schools. However, you will find 2 different high schools here. So you have the Catholic High School in the Ainsley Woods neighborhood, the St. Mary's Catholic Secondary School, and then here you have the Westdale Secondary School, the public high school that serves really the majority of the west side of Hamilton to choose from. And then in terms of the public transit, before I even get to the public transit, I almost forgot to mention the most notable school, McMaster University. My former alumni that I went to for business school here has got, best school. I mean, you've probably already seen it in the video, so I don't need to go into too more detail, but an amazing time that I absolutely enjoyed my time at McMaster. So if you have any questions about your kids going to McMaster or yourself going to McMaster, send me an email today. Happy to discuss that in more detail. But in terms of where the best public transit is that you're going to be finding here, there's really 2 different options that I could give you. So the first option is basically throughout the west side, you're going to have some great options to choose from, and we'll cover the transit scores in a moment. But the 2 major hubs is really one going to be McMaster University. They got a Go Bus network stop, I guess is what you want to call it, right here that takes you out across the GTA for kids that are commuting to McMaster and want to make it super easy on them here. But then throughout Westdale and Ainsley Woods, you're going to find many bus routes that take you to surrounding shopping options to choose from. And then when you're living more on the east side, closer to the central part of Hamilton, Strathcona and Kirkendall also are going to have a lot of different public transit options running throughout, especially on the main roads of like York Street, Barton, King Street, Main Street, a little bit on Aberdeen, as well as Lock Street here as well. But if you are looking to commute to Toronto, it's probably its best advantage here is that you have the West Harbour GO train station here. One, the current only GO train station in Hamilton that is actually consistent with the GO train times. The Hamilton GO right here sometimes get the GO train, and we have Confederation going out east that is under construction, so there will be another one coming soon. But for now, the West Harbour GO is going to be your best bet to jump on a GO train and get out to Toronto. Or what I know a lot of residents do, rather than go to these 2 here, is they actually jump on the 403, because it's even better, is the Aldershot GO train line, which will be right here. So when I'm commuting out to just Toronto in general, usually when I'm driving to Toronto or I'm driving back, the one thing I'm going to note, and one of the things I know my clients absolutely love about living on the west side, the 403 is going to be always a little bit less backed up, it seems, versus the Skyway in the QEW here. So that's one of the reasons why I personally either love living in like the central part or the west side of Hamilton, is that if the QEW is backed up, I can just jump on the 403 and rip it home. Whereas if, I'm designated to go on the east side, it definitely can be sitting in some traffic for some times. Now, with that said, the west side and the 403 definitely can get some bottlenecks, especially around right here where like the Highway 6 takes you out to Guelph and Waterden as well. So there are some bottlenecks. I just find it's a little bit less than the QEW in the east side of Hamilton. So now that you know the complete breakdown of this map here, if you are interested in getting access to this map so you can have it when you go check out homes, learn more about the shopping, our local favorite gems, the parks, but also want to get access to exclusive videos of other areas of Hamilton or other maps going over other areas of Hamilton as well, down below you can find our free copy of our Hamilton Homebuyer Starter Kit going over everything you need to know before moving to Hamilton. So go ahead and download that down below. Otherwise, let's go take a look at that amazing home in the Strathcona neighborhood. Alright guys, so welcome to 76 Oxford Street in Strathcona. This is a lovely detached home that offers 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, listed at $680,000, and just a short walk away from both the West Harbour GO train station as well as Bayfront Park, and amazing shopping options just on James Street as well. Now, come on in and take a look. And when you walk in the home, you'll have this great hallway that leads you to your open concept living room, dining room that feeds into your kitchen that has been updated, but you still have the original hardwood floors here as well as an amazing gas fireplace. Then upstairs, you're gonna find 3 good-sized bedrooms, including a master that has soaring ceilings and 2 amazing skylights. And then down in the basement, as you can see, it's set up as a bedroom and ready to be converted into a bachelor suite with that separate entrance as well for you to possibly house hack. And then out in the back, you're gonna find a low maintenance backyard ready for you to relax in. So if you want to check out this home in person or other homes in the west side of Hamilton, send me and my team a message today. Otherwise, let's go take a look at what the transit scores are on the west side. And the transit scores on the west side of Hamilton, like I mentioned, are quite strong, as the walk score on average was an 83 compared to Hamilton's average of 50. Because almost no matter where you're living, in each one of the neighborhoods, you're gonna have many local businesses and smaller plazas to go shop at and get some food done. And then in terms of the public transit score, this was rated a 61 compared to Hamilton's average of 45, because you do have those major roads of Main Street and King Street really giving you great busing options, but as well as the amount of Go Bus centralized stops that you have with McMaster, West Harbor Go, and Hamilton Go, all just a short drive or walk away from your home. And then in terms of the bike score, this was rated a 75 compared to Hamilton's average of 50. 1, because you're gonna find many quiet streets, and then 2, on all the major streets in these neighborhoods here, you're usually gonna have a bike path that you can bike on safely, not to mention the amazing trails that you can bike on and explore in more detail in the Cootes Paradise. So now that you know the different transit scores and how they rank on the west side of Hamilton, let's go take a look at my favorite diner in all of Hamilton. Alrighty guys, so here we are at my favorite diner in all of Hamilton, West End. This is where I spent a bunch of time, and it's absolutely a fantastic spot if you're looking to get a breakfast. They have amazing omelets and eggs Benedict. To in the lunchtime after a post hike, you can grab a Monte Cristo or just your classic club sandwich. And then in the dinner time, you can find amazing Greek dishes as well. So come on in and let's see what we're gonna get today. Alrighty guys, so now you can see we had an absolutely amazing lunch. If you're interested in learning more about the different areas of Hamilton and what could be right for you, the next video I recommend you go take a look at is my video covering everything you need to know before moving to the Hamilton Mountain, including the best cheese slice, not just in Hamilton, but the entire world. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.